Free socks.
Welcome to the Dreams to Profits radio show from Coach on Fire Radio with your host and growth mentor, Natasha Botfield.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here today with you, talking with beautiful Jessica Valor. She and I had the pleasure of meeting at one of the retreats I was helping out at, ran by Chantel Adams, called Center Stage Live, and I had the great honor of meeting Jessica out there. And I'm so excited to hear her speak at Shine Live this year in Kelowna, British Columbia. Jessica Valor is an inspirational speaker, healer, and mentor who delivers her programs to thousands of women and men entrepreneurs every year on the topics of conscious leadership, intuitive intelligence, and personal development. And let me tell you, Jessica is absolutely amazing at what she does and what she's created in the world, and I'm so excited to bring her on today to really get to know her better and share her with you guys. So as you know, our shows are completely unscripted because I love it that way, and we're just going to have some fun, open dialogue and learn all about Jessica and what she does and what she's brought into this world, and also how we can align our intentions with our direction and true commitments and how that relates to your events. So Jessica, how are you today?
I am doing so good. It's amazing to be here with you. I'm so excited.
And I'm excited to have you on. So tell us a little bit more, little bit more detail than I just did on what it is you do in the world.
Yeah, so really kind of what you were saying in the intro, I help entrepreneurs get into energetic alignment and create, grow sustainable and scalable businesses. So they can really show up in the world and create the impact that they're here to make.
I love it. And you have an online program that I believe we chatted a little bit about when we were last in person, and I took a peek through it, and it looked absolutely amazing for really getting clear on your vision. And you're working with some pretty good leaders in that area, right?
Yes, we have it's called the Ascension Business Mastermind, and I have a business partner for my business mastermind side of things, and his name is Ronnie Tsunami, and he is actually a visionary expert, systems expert, and integration. He used to build systems for Bill Gates and the Secretary of Defense, and he's produced a movie for Plant-Based Nation. You know, he has a lot of successes underneath his belt, and so it's a real honor and privilege to be partnering with him. And we really together we combine our years of education and talents and gifts to come together and be able to really help people with every area that shows up in your life and business. We really believe that nothing's separate. So your mindset, your energy, that's one of the biggest things that entrepreneurs struggle with is staying focused, right? Staying in that positive momentum, believing in themselves and feeling confident. And it's really important to have someone holding space for you as you're taking those first steps or up leveling at each, we all know we're always up leveling. So, even if you're just beginning your journey out there, trust me, like we all face those things in different ways, like at each summit on the mountain. And it's really important to have people there for you that have your back, because it makes it honestly more fun and way easier to achieve your dreams and your goals. And so we partnered to just kind of streamline everything for entrepreneurs, because what we found in the marketplace is there's actually a lot of programs out there. But what we don't want, and we hear so many people come to us and they've spent anywhere from $2,000 to $100,000 and they haven't even started making money in their business. Mm-hmm. And they have information, but they have no idea what to do with the information or how to integrate it and create a plan to actually be profitable with their passions. And so we just take all of that work out of the thought process for them, quite frankly, and really listen to our clients. And we offer one-on-one support in a mastermind And then we give people resources as they need them to integrate in their business so they're not overwhelmed. So often what you see in the online world anyway is people don't know actually how to grow a business. And then there's 100,000 different programs for different pieces and aspects, but there isn't like a one place where you go and get that high level support you need. You need consultants to help you grow your business, not just all of these different things. You really need someone to hold your hand and give you feedback along the way so that we're going to hit roadblocks. That's inevitable. You're going to have challenges, and you need someone that can see the things that you can't see so you can easily move past it.
Oh, yes, and so true. In my online course, we call it the emotional roller coaster, and to have the support in anything you do in business or life just makes it so much easier to take that ride.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh yeah, and and you find it probably in, like me and so many of your students, it happens, and it's just a matter of knowing, like, having the right people in your corners to help you navigate through those ups and downs and really skyrocket into what you're dreaming of creating.
Yeah, absolutely. And you need someone that understands every phase of business and is meeting you with where you are. Like, there's so many people out there and their businesses are beautiful and they're amazing, but you can't teach someone who's in phase 1 in business the phase 3 model. They're going to fail. Unless they have hundreds of thousands of dollars to invest, they're going to fail. And so people get frustrated and overwhelmed because they cannot grow in phase 3 because they're over here in phase 1 with phase 1 problems, right? And so you really have to start where you're at and get support at each place and stay focused with your phase, and I think it's challenging in the online world. It's not so much like in, say, like local business, if we call it that now, I think, because I used to run what we call like a real business, like obviously my business is real, but I ran a medical gas business and there was none of the same kinds of issues. You know what I mean? And you hired a consultant when you needed to learn something about your business, or you paid a consultant to come in and do the work, so it's just bridging that gap in this online, because if you think of it, like the online entrepreneur world is just blown up in a few years, like very quickly. Oh, yeah. And people are just floundering because it's like, well, what do you do? Like, how do you make this work? And it's great. There are a million good programs out there, but if they're not actually turning your passions into profits, then why are you investing? You need to know when and where to invest your dollars, right? You really need to know that so that you're catalysting forward and not getting stuck.
Oh yeah, it's so easy in today's online world to just put money everywhere and then end up nowhere. And it's crazy how many times, like, so, and talking about going from, what phase you're in your business, it's the same like in the world I'm in with the retreats and things. If you're in like a phase 1 of your business and you're trying to like host a retreat or an event, it's going to be a completely different setup and structure than if you're in like a phase 3 or 4 of your business, right? It's a totally different ballgame. And I think really, like, and this is why I love talking with you here, Jessica, is because I think really the best way to do this model is to be in a phase 3 or even maybe a phase 2. I mean, we'll talk about that actually, what the different phases mean from your model there, before you start looking at doing any event or retreat, and having somebody in your corner, like say Jessica and Jessica and the program that Jessica runs, I think would be absolutely an amazing opportunity to get into the right phase to do a live event or a live retreat, because you're not wasting your money in the wrong places. So Jessica, tell us about the phases, because I want to know more.
Yeah. So phase 1 is, it's different. It can be measured a little bit differently for different people, but in the gist of it, phase 1 are people who either you just have an idea and like there is a passion inside of you, or you're multi-passionate and that you have something to give the world, but you're not quite sure like what step to even take or how to even birth that, right? So it could be just like you feel you have an idea, or then you have an idea, and then it's about getting started with that business. And then honestly, phase one to me is really growing up to become a 6-figure business and all the things that need to happen in that space. So phase one really has, 3 different kinds of sections in it. And then phase 2 is really growing that 6-figure business to be completely sustainable so that because often you are your business, but you need your business. You do not want to get burnout. And to go from 6 to 7 figures, you really need to set things up systematically. You need to have a team. You need to grow smart. And so that's a really important phase, right? And so is phase 1. They're all important. But phase 1, phase 2 is very important that you do things in a very certain way for yourself. What's also important to know about all business and any phase you're in is there are systems that you don't need to reinvent the wheel ever. But you also need to know that there's no cookie cutter method for any one person or business. Now, there are frameworks and there are paradigms and there are systems that you can integrate that are, you don't have to start from scratch, but you don't want to create your business model or your branding based on anything but how you want it to be. Mm-hmm. And then you build everything out around from that. Otherwise, if you do that, then you can often get stuck in the marketplace. And then phase 3 is really, going, really jumping to that 7-figure mark and, growing from there. The beginning of phase 3 also to me is a really high level amount. For the people I work with usually are people who are very much so interested in running high-end retreats like with you and who are speakers, who are in media, wanting to do television and things like that. So there are different kind of segments now when we start moving into phase 2, phase 3. We start building that in phase 2, and then you're just continuing to expand in phase 3, right? And the way that you're really becoming, really omnipresent and able to just stay in that space for yourself, but everything's really running on its own, and you have a very strong business and team there in place to continue staying in that 7 figures. Mark. Yeah.
And it's so true, the dynamic that you see and the difference from somebody who is at phase 1 and they're just growing and they're just getting things going and they're so excited. I love it.
Yes.
And then, phase 2, you do tend to see burnout. Like it happens if you don't have the right systems in place, and it's so important if you're planning to scale and do things to go back to the events and retreats side. If you're planning to do those things, it takes a lot of energy and a lot of planning and work and structure aside from your day-to-day business that you're operating to add those things in there. So having, the team, getting ready to set up the team in place, having that system, the structure, everything like that can really help you have the energy to actually create what you want in gatherings of people. And I think it's just so important to have the structure in place, because when I work with the entrepreneurs that have the structure and system in place and they're in that 6 figures, and in phase 2, some of them are in phase 3, it's quite a night and day difference from those that don't have the systems in place, and they're a little everywhere, I like to say. Little shiny object syndrome.
Well, there's really, how else can you do it? So I absolutely agree. And your energy, I actually have this really cool, I call it the light leader chart. And I break down, the pillars of business, but also the energy aspects of each part of it. I'll give it to you and you can share it with people who want it. But it's the foundation of everything that you do is your energy, and it's about love, right? And if you're not in energetic alignment, then you're not going to be able to create, grow, sustain, scale, period. And what I see so often is people are in phase 1 and they're shiny object looking at phase 3. I want that dream. I want that for me, and I want it now. And it's it's awesome to have that dream, but what do you really want, and why do you really want it? And then how can we get you there? So it's based on how your own priorities, how you want to experience your life, how you want to experience your clients, how you want to run your retreats, right? How you want to bring all the pieces of your puzzle together to really have that clear plan that's customized for you. right? Because what's perfect for someone else is not going to necessarily be for you. And if you're looking at something that someone's doing in phase 3, what you're not probably thinking about is all of the support they have, right? Like their team